In a media interview, reporters have a tendency to ask about negative things in the past or try to take you into the future to speculate on things. Whether you're a spokesperson or in a role to make sure your spokesperson is ready, remember that both of these question types are dangerous and you need to be careful responding. Hi, I'm Russ Rhea with the Predictive Media Network. For hypothetical questions that call for speculation, I have an important bit of advice. Remember these words: stay in the present. Here's an example where someone took the bait with a hypothetical question. This clip is from an interview with Los Angeles Lakers player D'Angelo Russell. He was in the news a while back for secretly videotaping his teammate admitting that he cheated on his famous fiancée, and then that video went viral, erupting into a big scandal. There was a lot of backlash among his teammates, and he was asked in an interview what he'd do if they got physical with him over it.
What do you think when you hear, or have you heard, these a lot of retired players have come down pretty hard on you and said that if this happened in their day, there would have been like some sort of locker room enforcement, or do you hear that, and how does that make you feel?
Locker room enforcement?
I don't know, that's somebody would be physical with you, you'd get beat up, something like that.
I'd get physical back. I mean, it's a point where you try to solve it the right way, and I don't know, with words, but then at the point where there's a sign of disrespect.
Guess what became the headline in the news coverage? Something along the lines of, Russell says he'd get physical back with his teammates over video scandal. That's the kind of thing that happens when you give a direct answer to a hypothetical question. The Predictive Media Network is the first research-based media training model that gives spokespeople for any organization a predictable pattern to better prepare for any media encounter. We've analyzed more than 3,000 interviews to better help spokespeople know the types of questions to expect when they're facing a reporter. Our research shows you have about a 20% chance you'll get a hypothetical question in an interview. Now, back to our stay in the present rule when it comes to hypotheticals and questions trying to get you to talk about negative things in the past. When you get these types of questions, don't be focused on the premise of the question, but instead discuss the positive things you're doing right now that address the negative things involved with those questions. You're going to sound like you're answering, but you won't fall for the trap of saying something negative that will dominate a news story. If D'Angelo Russell would have stayed in the present with the hypothetical about getting physical with his teammates, he could have responded with something like this. Right now, I've got a lot of work to do with earning back the trust of my teammates. I messed up and I've apologized for it, and I hope they'll forgive me and move on. Now, a response like that would have either been a non-story or resulted in the impression that Russell was trying to do right by his actions. Here's an example where a spokesperson did stay in the present with a hypothetical. He didn't come out on the winning end of the election, but Hillary Clinton's campaign manager, Robbie Mook, did a good job responding to a hypothetical about Clinton's possible future relationship with the FBI director.
I wonder what you expect their working relationship to be, particularly if the investigation remains open at that point.
Well, I don't want to speculate on that. I'm still focused on getting towards Election Day. As you said, we are still concerned. All these days later, there still isn't a good explanation.
With hypotheticals, it's effective to just say you're not going to speculate and you're focused on what's important right now. NFL quarterback Tom Brady had a lot of fun simply calling out a reporter on a hypothetical question.
If you had an MVP vote, who would you give it to?
I don't have that vote.
If you did, though.
If I did, that's a hypothetical. We don't answer hypotheticals with the Patriots. Belichick would stand up here and say, "You moron, why would you answer a hypothetical question like that?" And I sit right there, and he doesn't have to look very far.
Hypothetical questions are a trap that can lead to negative comments that can dominate a story. If you get one, remember, stay in the present. Thanks for watching.